Welcome to CorkCon Today for October 4th, 2019. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of CorkCon right now and give you my opinion on them. Now, if you want to learn more about these stories so you can come up with your own opinion, check out the show notes down below. I'll put a link to each story I talk about so you can read about them for yourself. Now, if you're new here, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. It really does help because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, before we get into the news of the day, let's take a look at two quick deals. First up, Amazon's 50-inch 4K HDR Insignia Fire TV Edition Smart TV. Quite a mouthful there, but it's a smart TV with a Fire TV built in with 4K HDR. It's on sale for $299. We consider the fact that it comes with a 4K Fire TV built in, like the Fire TV Stick. That's about $50 in savings right there. So check that out. Link in the show notes down below. Using that helps out CorkCar's news. Also, AT&T TV NOW customers can get a free month of Epics if you use the promo code. Now, if you want to find the promo code, link in the show notes down below. Now, you need to use that promo code to get the free month. Or you get the standard, I think, 7-day free trial. Once that free month is up, if you don't cancel, it will auto bill, I think $6.99 a month. So if you're an AT&T TV NOW customer and you've been thinking about getting Epics, great chance to test it out with a free month. All right, let's get into the news because a lot's been happening. Let's dive into it. Yesterday, the FCC's chairman announced that they intend to vote later this month on considering services like AT&T's new AT&T TV streaming service and others like YouTube TV and more as effective competition, in air quotes. And what this would do, and it's being I should say this is being requested by Charter, their Spectrum TV service in a few markets. And what this would do would be allow Spectrum's Charter service and others to go and say, hey, we have real competition in these markets, even though there may not be another cable company or the like, but there are, YouTube TV, AT&T TV NOW, Sling TV, etc., that are competing, especially in looking at AT&T's TV service, which is very much more of a traditional cable package, but streaming online. Now, Spectrum wants to say, hey, we shouldn't be regulated as if we don't have competition anymore in these markets, because we do now with these services. Now, this could have a major impact, not just on regulating Spectrum, but on regulating mergers going forward. A lot of talk about a possible Dish and DirecTV merger. If the FCC declares that, hey, Sling TV, YouTube TV, AT&T TV NOW, etc., are legitimate competition to cable networks, that could allow them to go and say, hey, look, we can approve a Dish and DirecTV merger because, look, not only do they have cable as a competition, they also have YouTube TV and Sling TV and all these other services out there that would be considered direct competition to a combined DirecTV, etc. And look for this to also be used for maybe smaller cable companies being gobbled up and merged into bigger ones also. A lot of smaller cable companies are struggling right now. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on this. The vote doesn't happen until towards the end of October, but we're watching this very, very closely. We'll let you know what this is, what the vote is, and more importantly, how will this rule be interpreted? Will it just be limited to price regulation on Spectrum? Or will this also go towards maybe future mergers? We'll have to wait and see what happens. But let me know, do you consider things like YouTube TV, etc., as legitimate competition to traditional cable? That is going to become the question. I mean, in theory, when you look at them on paper, yeah, they are direct competition. But should they be considered direct competition for the FCC? Leave me a comment, let me know. All right, another week, another AT&T warning about possible blackout. Last week, or 2 weeks ago now, we learned Sinclair and AT&T reached a short-term extension for a week to keep Sinclair-owned channels, including like the tennis channel and mini locals, to DirecTV, Uverse TV, AT&T TV NOW, and more. Now, last Friday, that extension expired, and they agreed again to a undisclosed length of time to keep these locals on AT&T. Well, last night, we started seeing messages from AT&T pop up warning about a possible blackout of these channels again on AT&T services like Uverse and DirecTV and AT&T TV NOW. So we'll have to see. They haven't said exactly when. What I find interesting about this possible blackout is that AT&T's website warning the blackout is live. Sinclair has pulled down their website and just left a message that says, "Thank you for being a member. We're continuing to work with AT&T to strike a new contract." And when these talks started and the warning started to come, Sinclair was the big one warning about blackout. Now roles have flipped. Now AT&T is warning about blackout and Sinclair is kind of downplaying it. It'll be interesting to see when this happens. It could be maybe as soon as today. If they did another 7 days worth of extension, maybe this weekend, we'll have to see. But it seems that talks have not developed a final contract yet. They're still trying to figure out what to do within AT&T and DirecTV, or in AT&T's DirecTV, etc., with Sinclair talks. But if you have those on your service, if you're using their streaming version, just be warned, your channels may go dark. The tennis channel may go dark too. We'll post updates as we learn more. If you want to read the official quote statements from AT&T and Sinclair, I have them in the story in the show notes down below. And let me know, do blackouts bother you at all? Or are you just using an antenna and they don't affect you at all? All right, next story up right now. Hulu is becoming more accessible to the blind and visually impaired. Yesterday, Hulu announced that they're rolling out several new features that will allow people with visual impairments to adjust the contrast on the screen a little bit to make text easier to read, and to make the Hulu app more accessible to screen readers. Screen readers are programs that read what's happening on the screen, and for people with the blind, or who are blind, I should say, so that they can easily use a service like Hulu, Netflix, and more. Hulu recently started adding audio descriptive tracks, which are specific audio tracks that, like when nothing, let's say it's a silent part of the movie where nothing's being talked about, but there's a lot of action, a little narrator will pop up and talk about, oh, there's a fight happening, there's a car pulling away, there's some type of action on the screen and describe it. Hulu started adding more of those tracks to their originals, and now they're making their app more accessible to the blind and visually impaired. So 2 thumbs up, Hulu. Great to see you taking that into consideration. And I really hope more and more services continue to make their services accessible to those with visual impairments. So let me know, I've heard from many readers that this was big because they use this kind of technology. If you do, let me know if you've noticed an improvement. It's currently available on Roku and mobile devices, with more apps being updated in the weeks to come, like Apple TV, Fire TV, etc., they said. So if you're using it on Roku and you use a screen reader, use these kind of programs, let me know if you noticed an improvement. All right, next up, Stir, which is a free streaming service, has added 10 new channels. It includes a lot of movies and comedy and different content. But Stir has talked about their goal to really dramatically increase the number of channels available through Stir, which is very similar to Pluto or Xumo TV, and includes local news from Sinclair stations. Now they're adding 10 new channels this week. If you want to learn more about these channels, check out the links down below. If you use Stir, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of it. I'll love to hear from you. All right, so in the realm of which live TV service is the most popular, this is a big question within the industry, partially because a lot of these services keep the numbers kind of hidden. Well, we've had a second report came out yesterday that broke down the top live TV streaming services. And according to this, YouTube TV is the largest, but they didn't count Hulu because they said, we can't determine which ones are here on Hulu for live and which ones are here for the on-demand section. But YouTube TV, Fubo TV, and Sling TV were the top 3, with Sling TV and Fubo almost being neck and neck in the race. What I found interesting was, again, we're seeing that YouTube TV, Sling, and Hulu, if you count that, pulling away from the rest. The growth rate was dramatically higher than the growth rate with PlayStation Vue and other services. Fubo TV, I think, was the most interesting. Fubo, it has, last I heard, I think 200-some thousand to 300,000 subscribers, but they had 200,000 downloads, which puts it right on par with Sling TV and just behind YouTube TV's 400,000 downloads on just iOS. And it had another 200, so about 400,000 total in September of 2019 alone. That puts Fubo in a nice position. Definitely seeing strong growth. They're definitely continuing to develop. It continues, though, to point out, though, that PlayStation Vue was way towards the bottom of the list. So now we have 2 different studies that say PlayStation Vue's subscriber numbers are lagging, we have Roku's subscriber numbers, all pointing to this idea that they are definitely lagging behind other services like YouTube TV, Fubo, and Sling TV. It'll be very interesting to see what this looks like a year or two from now. So my question to you is, are you surprised to see Fubo TV tied for second in some of these polls, neck and neck with Sling TV at 200,000 downloads, and to see YouTube TV be the most popular dedicated live TV app that only does live TV? So leave me a comment, let me know what you think of that, and if that lines up with what you expected to see. All right, heads up for PlayStation Vue customers. Sony posted on their website yesterday that the Hallmark Channel, Crown Media, Hallmark Channel Movies and Mysteries, and Hallmark Drama are all coming up for renewal in November, as is the Tastemade channel. So far, with the exception of NES, N-E-S-N, Regional Sports Network, every contract that Sony's had to renew this year, they've successfully renewed. Hopefully Crown Media and Tastemade will also successfully renew, but we'll be keeping an eye on this. If we learn more, we'll let you know. But as of today, they are posting a warning that in November, they have to strike a contract or those channels will leave. All right, next up, if you are a Comcast customer, we have a guide live on CoreCarsNews.com breaking down how to cancel Comcast Xfinity and still watch the shows you want but save money. So we help you, we show you what you need to do to call and cancel, and what options out there are to replace your Comcast service. One thing I wanted to remind everybody with these, no matter if you're calling Comcast or Spectrum or Cox or Dish or DirecTV, when you call to cancel, remember, they're not there to help you cancel. They're there to convince you not to cancel. So definitely be prepared to say no over and over, because they're going to try to scare you into this or that, or they're going to tell, I mean, I've heard things like, oh, over-the-air TV's gone away. I've had people tell me that the phone agents have said, oh yeah, you're using antenna, well, you know, next year all over-the-air TV broadcasts are stopping. That's clearly not true. They're just saying something to scare you from not getting it. And I don't think that the cable companies are telling their employees to do that. I just think there's an employee that doesn't want to have a loss on their record, because they get tracked how many people they convince to stay and how many people actually leave. But just remember, when you call, they're going to do everything they can to convince you to stay. Take it all with a grain of salt. I've heard some crazy stories of promises and things said that were either not true or never came to be when they were promised. So keep that in mind. Stay strong, say no, cancel that service. But if you're thinking of canceling Comcast, check out that post in the show notes down below. And that's it for today. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. With it being Friday, we will have our weekend recap show tomorrow. But if you're gone, if you're traveling, you're enjoying this beautiful fall weather, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. We'll be back on Sunday with a little sneak peek, a little what's coming up on the channel, a preview of our brand new Core Cars News Tech Lab. And then Monday we'll be back here with another core cutting today. So thank you to everybody for your support. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. If you've been here a while, make sure to ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, because we're posting them almost every day now that I'm back from vacation. And if you are brand new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It helps a lot because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV. So I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Take care, everybody. Thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow.